Hey, Sylvia here. I love journaling. I want to be more sustainable, be able to digitize my journal entries, but still journal by hand. So let's see what's out there to serve these journaling needs. Here is a review of digital notebooks for the purpose of journaling by hand. So we're looking into what digital notebooks are out there to serve the purpose of journaling. My specific criteria is as follows. I want to journal through handwriting. Of course, there is the option of typing, but I prefer writing by hand for the process of journaling. It helps slow my brain down, which is one of the main benefits of journaling by hand. The next criteria is that I want to be able to digitize my journal entries. That is a more sustainable approach going forward, as opposed to using endless paper. Especially if you practice daily journaling like I do, you end up with endless pieces of paper and several notebooks. Digitizing will also help with sorting through them. For example, adding tags or putting them in specific folders. So I can categorize them by feeling, by date, by plans, by purpose. This will help with looking back in a consistent and organized way, which is one of the main benefits of digitization. Another criteria is wanting to use this digital process and one way of doing things for other purposes rather than just journaling. One in particular is my field notes for my PhD. These are often journal-style entries. It's just how I'm doing it. Capturing written thick descriptions of the data collection process and ideas, how I'm interpreting it, what is going on, how I am positioning myself. There's so much that goes on that I like to capture in a similar fashion to journaling. At the moment, I keep those typed on my computer because otherwise they would get lost in the notebooks that are chronological. And you know how creativity works. You get that in the moment and you have to channel it the right way. So this would be a good way forward to be able to do it all on one device. And the sorting happens later. And the last criteria, because I'm conscious that I would lose the feel of writing on paper, which I really enjoy. So I'll be looking for something that feels as close to paper as possible. So let's see what I can find. The leading product seems to be Remarkable2, the next generation paper tablet. It looks like a piece of A4. I can do it through handwriting, create handwritten notes, which is great. I can digitize these. They automatically turn into PDF. You can still keep the handwritten notes as you have written them, which is a bonus. There would be no more paper, but it feels like paper. It seems pretty good. The only downside is I'm used to writing on a notebook in an A5. This is an A4. So this Remarkable looks pretty suited. It's got a suited name. There is the Boogie Board, blackboard liquid crystal paper. So it does replace the paper. Whether it feels like paper, perhaps not as much as Remarkable. For the consistent approach to writing that I have, I'm not convinced the simplicity of this product is sufficient for what I'm looking for. I would like a better ability to tag and put things into folders, and that instant ability that Remarkable2 has to send things to your devices is a bonus. Rocketbook Everlast It's an A4 size notebook. It's made for the sustainability minded, and it has an app that you have to use to scan what you write. So apparently it's almost like a paper. You write down on it and then you can wipe it off, but you have to remember to scan beforehand. So it's good for handwriting, good for digitizing, more sustainable. You can't tag and put in folders. You have to do that afterwards. So you have to write to remember to scan, and then wherever those go, you don't have to go and sort them afterwards. Which could be pretty similar if I was sorting actual paper in folders. It doesn't say it feels like paper, but it mirrors the idea of paper. Seems pretty interesting. Huion note. This one's an interesting one. It's A5, so it does mirror the notebook size, and it comes with 50 sheets of actual paper, but it's their paper. And when you write, it digitizes. So once you've gone through 50 sheets of paper, which to me would be probably a week, they suggest you can order more paper from them, or the notebook that you use is of a specific measurement. So it feels like paper. It does serve the handwriting purpose. You digitize what you write afterwards, but it's not sustainable because you're still using paper. There are loads more on the market, but this was a flavor of the ones that I'm considering for the criteria that I suggested. None of these are sponsored. They're just me looking for a gadget. So I have some thinking to do, and I'll let you know once I've decided what I'm going with. If you have other ideas or suggestions, then send them my way. Thanks for watching, and yes, there will be a video about what I decide when I decide. I'll let you know.